In this video, we are going to work on Init Containers Kubernetes Lab. So let's first understand what is Init Container. So Init Container is a specialized container that runs before main application containers within the pod. So basically, it's a specialized container and it will run before the main pod. Now they are designed to perform setup tasks such as initializing configuration files, setting up databases, and so on. Basically, some initialization operation can be performed with Init Container. So after init container is completed, the main container will start. Okay, so let's start with this lab. Here you can see there are 9 questions, and here we can run the commands and then answer these questions. The first question is identify the pod that has init container configured. Okay, so first let's see what all pods are there. kubectl get pods. So here you can see there are 3 pods: blue, green, red. Now we don't know which contains a init container. So if you want to know, we need to check the details of each pod and then see which one has init container. So what I will do, kubectl describe and pod, and the pod name is blue. So I will try each one and then see which one has the init container. Okay, blue. So I will go to the container section. Yeah, I can see init container is there in the blue one. Okay, so you and the name image is busybox. Okay, so let me try the other containers. So let me try green. If it has init container, okay, green. So here, let me check. You can see there is no init container. You have a green container one, green container two, okay, but you don't have init container. Now let's say check the last one, the red one, if it has init container. So red one, you can see it has red container. Okay, so you can see the init container is there only in blue container. Sorry, blue pod. Okay, this pod. In this pod, we have init container. Okay, so the answer is blue. Okay, great. Let's go to second question. What is the image used in the init container? So in this init container, the image is busybox that you can see here. Okay, what is the state of init container in on pod blue? So in this pod blue, the state of this container, the state of this container is terminated. Okay, why init container terminated? What is the reason? So you can see the reason is completed. As you know, these initialization containers are designed for some specialized work that should be done before main container is run. So after the work is completed, it will go to the complete state because it's no longer required. So the answer is the process is completed successfully. Here I don't see any error. Okay, let's go to question number 5. We just created a new app called Purple. How many init containers does it have? Okay, let me clear this. So let me do kubectl get pods. So here there is a pod called Purple, and I want to check how many init containers it contains. So for this, what I'll do, kubectl describe pod Purple. Okay, so here let's see how many init containers are there. So under this is init container. Under this section, we have warm up 1, then we have warm up 2. Okay, two init containers are there. So let me click on this. Okay, what is the state of the pod? So this is the pod, purple pod. The state of the pod. Status is pending. Okay, question number 7. How long after creation of pod will the application come up and be available to users? Now, as you know, the init containers will be run first and then the main container. So we have to add the values, how much time it takes. So for example, here the warm up container will run first and the sleep is mentioned as 600. seconds, that is 10 minutes. And then warm up 2 will come up here, 1200 seconds, that is 20 minutes. 10 plus 20 is 30. So after these two containers are completed, the main container, the purple hyphen container, will start. So the application will come up after 30 minutes. Okay, update the red pod to use init container that uses a busy box image and sleeps for 20 seconds. So we have to update the red. Okay, in the red pod, we have to create a init container with this image and this much sleep. So let me clear this first. So clear kubectl get pods. We are referring to red pod. So in this pod, there is only one container. Now we need to create an init container in it. So if you want to describe, so you can say kubectl describe pod red. So here you should see only one container. The container name is red hyphen container. We have to add a init container. Now to do this, what we can do is we can pod red. We have to create the YAML file based on this configuration and modify the YAML file and then update the YAML file. Okay. So let's take the help of solution. Okay. So here this is the YAML file. Now let me first create the YAML file. Kubectl describe pod red hyphen o YAML, and then I will just create a red.yaml file. Okay, hyphen o YAML describe pod red. Okay, so I need to know the exact command, but okay, now let me take the help of AI assistant. Give me the command to create YAML of a pod red. Okay, I think this is wrong. So let me stop this. Give me the command to create YAML file of the. Okay, it is creating something. Give me command to create YAML file of the pod red. So I just need a command. It will give me the command. Okay. So it is get pod, not describe pod hyphen o YAML. So let me clear this. Kubectl get pod red hyphen o YAML, and then I will just save it in red.yaml. So I will get the configuration. So I can say vi red.yaml. So here I can make some changes. The changes, like I have to add the init container. You can see this is an init container. The image is busy box, and we are adding sleep 20 as per this question. So what I'm going to do is I'll just copy this and I will add it in container section. So in container, busy box, name red container, resources. Okay, containers. It should be the same line as container. Let me complete this container is ending here. So let's add it below this, or we can say above this. Containers. I think there is no problem with the sequence. It can be below or above. Okay. With the name initialization or init container, it will understand that it is for initialization. Okay. Now let me paste this here. Init container. Okay. So here we have an original container, and under that we have mentioned the init container. So let me save this. Okay. Now what I can do is, since the pod is already running, when I apply the changes, I need to restart the pod, or I can use replace. So kubectl get pods. So you can see red pod is already running, which is having one container. I've added one more init container in the configuration. Now I need to apply this configuration. So what I will do is kubectl apply hyphen force because it is already running, hyphen f, name of the file, red.yaml has the updated configuration. Okay, deadline exceeded, some problem. Pods red is missing. Okay, so let's see the configuration, what happened to it. So I will say vi red.yaml. It has a containers command is there. Busybox 128 image name termination policy. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me use this configuration as it is because here there is a lot of additional information. So what I'll do, I'll just escape 1b, escape dg. I've cleared the file and I've just pasted this file. Okay, I need to remove this line. Okay, let's use this, save it. And now I'm going to apply it, force apply. Okay, it is created. So here I can get pods. Okay, see, you can see some initialization is happening. Okay, see, now initialization is still happening because there is a wait time, right? After that wait time is completed, sleep is completed, it will start. Okay, now red, let me check if it is configured correctly. Yes, it is configured correctly. Now the last nine, question number 9. The new application orange is deployed. Okay, let me see. Orange. Okay, now there is something wrong with it. Identify and fix the issue. Once fixed, wait for the application to run before checking the solution. Okay, so here what they are saying is there is some problem here. Now, to understand this, let's describe this pod. So kubectl describe pod orange. Okay, so here waiting pod initialization. So it is initializing. Okay, now there is some problem here. Terminated. The reason is error. Okay, so let's check the configuration. So for this, what I will do, I will use that command kubectl get. I'll basically take the copy of YAML get pod uh, red, sorry, not red, orange hyphen o YAML. I will just save it to orange.yml. Okay, kubectl. So I want to see if the configuration is correct or there is some problem. Oh, what happened? Is it get pods? Okay, it is get pods. Okay, now let's check the orange.yml if there is any problem. Here there is a typo. You can see here sleep. So, okay, now I'm going to save this. Okay, now I need to, since the orange pod is already running, I need to use replace. So, kubectl replace hyphen force hyphen f name of the pod. Sorry, not pod, the configuration. Okay, it is deleted. Now let me use kubectl get pods. Okay, you can see this orange pod is running. Let's check. Yes, it is fixed. So in this way, we have successfully completed. So in this lab, we have seen what is init container, how you can create init container within the pod, and how we can give some delay. And init container is designed to do some work. After that work is done, it will start the original container. Okay, thank you.